Hey guys, Miss Warren here. I was going to show some coloring techniques with basic Crayola colored pencils of flesh tones and faces. So yet again, I'm starting with the manila colored paper because it has a little bit of a flesh tone to it, and I'm going to start building up some layers of Crayola colored pencils. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and outline the face with a brown, which will be my darkest color. Even on darker complexions, I almost never use black, except for if it's for the eyes or hair, or maybe like really deep shadows like the nostrils. But even on a darker complexion, I would use brown to outline and kind of define the areas. So I'm going to just go ahead and go over the pencil that I've already drawn. If you want to lightly erase, you can. And I'm going to keep my reference right here the whole time. Going over in brown. Okay. So once you get kind of the basis outlined, here. Then you can start shading in at different parts. So I'm going to look at for lights and darks now. If it helps you, you can edit your picture to have to deepen your shadows, to kind of see where you could shade some stuff. So I can see that there's a pretty clear shadow on my nose here. I'm going to start with shading in with brown. As I go on, I might get a little purple in my darkest shadows, but for the first round, I'm just going to get a little bit of brown in there. Now this little line here, my little laugh lines, I'm not going to press really hard, but I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow there. And a little bit of a shadow here. A little bit of a shadow above my eyebrow. And down here. So I know that I have a little bit of a brown tone to most of my skin, so I'm going to lightly go over most of it, kind of following the direction of my face and my cheek. Paying attention to like where the shadows slope and which direction my face goes. That way I can build up a little more depth and layering. I'm gonna put just a little bit of pink kind of in the corner of my eye. Now, my skin has a kind of peachy tone to it, so I'm gonna get a little bit of orange in here, just a tiny bit. I'm not pressing very hard at all. It's just to kind of warm up my skin tone. If I look very carefully, there's some reflected light in here that's yellow as well. So I'm going to get a little bit of yellow where I see some light reflected here and there. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to put a little bit of purple where I see those deepest shadows. Get a little more detail on my eyelid with some brown. So very rarely do I do black, but I am gonna get a little bit of black in my eye here. The pupil. Okay, now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna blend with the white and give it some highlights. So the advantage of the mid-tone manila paper is that the white will actually show up and you can lighten areas, not just darken them. Blend the skin color in with the white kind of going in circular motions. Definitely have a large highlight on my nose here. Blending that whole colored area in. Depress pretty hard with the white for it to show up, but it does show up. Put a little bit of color in the eyebrow here. Make sure to like make the lines seen so it looks like it has some texture. Might put a tiny bit of red in there because you can kind of see some red orange reflected in my hair. Blend some brown over that because I got a little bit too orangey. Now I'm going to blend some of the hair over here. And reflects a little bit of that light. I'm going to put a little bit of orange. A little bit of orange into the brown too. And a little bit of red mixed in there as well.